Hi guys, hello everyone. Hello everyone. We're starting now with the London session. Uh, right, can you guys see my screen? I hope you can. Right, lovely. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Thank you so much again for joining us this week for our first London session trading and analysis. We could not meet last week, guys. We were not feeling well last week, but I'm feeling good this week. We're going to be having this, and we are also going to continue with our New York trading session. Not tonight, rather not this afternoon, but on Friday. But we are doing London. So yeah, we're looking at the flat market. The market has been very flat after the movements of last week and the week before then. So we are really looking for a very difficult opportunities there because breakouts are not easy. You can see that I am currently looking, I've always been looking at this. I'm looking at this GBP USD. The price has been bouncing from the level that which we said it will be bouncing from the 1.38 levels. Most of the guys could be looking for some form of breakout. We'll see if we can just definitely get if we can see some breakouts. We did well some other time. Remember when you were trading this breakout from this breakout that we managed to get from the Tokyo session, opening the London session. So we'll see what we can have this time. Right, that's what we're gonna be looking at. We're gonna be looking at some pound pairs to see if there could be some nice breakouts that we can join on some M15, M5 timeframes. Okay, or we will be seeing if we can even get some of those retests. If it's not gonna be those kind of breakouts, I don't necessarily expect a breakout on the GBP JPY, so I'll be monitoring that too. And then Euro GBP, honestly, for me, is still more like your sideways choppy market. I don't like this range, so I always just monitor it. But there's nothing that one can see as an opportunity on the Euro GBP, on an intraday basis. The GBP Swiss franc also seems to be wanting to keep into the choppiness of the market. But that is I'm gonna be also that is one would also be looking at it. Then the pound Australian dollar, I've been selling this pair from the top. I've just gotten out yesterday, so I think one should be able to look at it again. So besides those, what would you like us to look at again together? If there's any other pound pair that you'd like us to consider look at, that would be great. So hit a smash, let us look at it together. So that's what we're going to be looking at. So thank you so much again, and then let's see that we will be able to break down the market nicely and see opportunities, especially again looking forward to a great week. This week is going to be a very big week. I understand that there's going to be a meeting of OPEC, and then there's also going to be NFP on Friday. We will also be doing NFP on Friday. So we are looking at the market, the news or the data is supposed to be starting to be released, the data for the expectations of how the NFP will look like. So that's the first thing. So let's look at, talking about the news, let's rather look at exactly what is left for this session in terms of the news that are left. Okay, There doesn't seem, I'm watching at my economic calendar, there doesn't look like there is still big news. We are still waiting for the euro around 2 o'clock. Germany will be releasing the consumer prices in the index of consumer prices. And then the US will also be releasing their consumer index around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Though they're high impact news, but I don't think that they would send the dollar too wildly so. So I don't think so. So in that case, we're expecting some just continuation or some market to continue the same way that it has started in the course of the week until perhaps when we meet again on Friday. So that's what we see. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at right here. Let me go back to the chart. So this is the GBP odd, guys. So what would you like to see happen there? I'd like to think that this chart would looks like it's finding to be bullish slightly. It wants to be breaking that element there. Okay, perhaps that's the level that it wants to break. There you go. So like that, yeah. There it is. Okay. That's exactly how this price fight for these levels. So the resistance level, which for me looks like it may just want to take it up again, by using, I think most of you know this pattern to be a cup and a handle pattern, so we're waiting for the breakout. I'll be monitoring for this. I'll be monitoring for the breakout on the upside of this. Looks like it's a supply zone also on the H1 basis. So if this supply does not hold, the price is mostly likely to break this cup and handle, and then from there the price will nicely flock to the upside, and that's what I'm monitoring for today. Can I perhaps before the end of the London session, one would be having something to nibble on the GBP and the GBP and the odd, and that's gonna be my target. So I'm waiting for a breakout. I'm waiting for a breakout. I'm just waiting for the breakout trade right there, monitoring for breakout. So that's what I'm gonna be. That's what I'm gonna be waiting for. So I'm just gonna be patiently waiting for the price to break this supply zone, and then from there my stop loss will always be, for me, I know for other guys they would like to put the stop loss too tight. My stop loss will still be right from where the handle of the cup is going to be at, then keep my stop loss right here for me. Just after the breakout, I'll keep the stop loss just below the handle of the cup, and then from there I am going to be making and then from there that's the take profit. Just as soon as you break the top of the cup, and then from there I'm going to be making the size of the cup. Right, that's how it is. This looks like it can be a very nice nibble, nice eating, nice pips for the day. In such a quiet market, I think. I mean, if you are a small trader, that would be just about 130 pips. 130 pips for 64 pips. So nothing to risk, nothing much to risk. That's 64 pips. Like this. I like this a lot. So would you like to accompany it? I wouldn't suggest so. I wouldn't like any accompaniment there. I wait for breakout. If possible, I can even wait for a retest. Quick retest. I'm gonna even be looking for retest on some other time frames lower than that. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the GBP JPY. That could be what it could do, or that is what it could go. So, but all is going to be confirmed if whether this current supply on H1 will hold, or this resistance hold or doesn't. From where it looks like the pattern, it has patterned itself like it's going to be breaking it to go back to the top. But we shall see. So that's the first one that I think I will be monitoring. What are you looking at? Let me know what you're looking at. What trade are you in which is giving you troubles right now? So let us know, and let us look at it together. If there's any other pair that you are still looking at yourself, you entered it perhaps last week, and it is keeping your charts down. It's keeping your account down, and you want to review it. Please, you are more than welcome to give it, and then we can look at it. So the pound, I don't think that there's going to be too much movement there, but if we can get those, that would be great stuff. I've looked at the GBP JPY, I've looked at the GBP USD, and I've also looked at the GBP, and I've also looked at GBP ORD. The GBP ORD is the one that I prefer most during this time. Okay, what is it? What would you like us to look at? What would you like us to look at? That's a breakout awaiting to happen. Right, so gonna be taking a small break. Then from there we continue. What would you like us to look at? What indices would you like us to look? And then let's take it from there. Okay. Let us know which pair would you like us to go look at with you. Okay. I will be also looking at the indices. Especially the FTSE. Last time I looked at the FTSE, and I hope you guys were happy with the FTSE. If we look at how they are right now. Yeah. Remember when we broke this down, and I told you that how the FTSE was going to be dropping from the top. That's exactly what happened. So I hope you guys are taking advantage of these, because otherwise there's no point for us to be discussing all these things if you guys are not taking advantage thereof. So it was last week when I analyzed the FTSE, and I was showing you that just after looking at the top, the price was expected to drop from that point, and you can see the FTSE is definitely been reeling from the drops from that point. Okay, so we can look at it again today. Okay, and to see if there would be any opportunity, if opportunities are what you guys are looking for, because sometimes we look at the market, we always don't get opportunities as we think. Okay, there seems to be a lot of choppiness there. Okay, the recovery was super recovery from the bottom there. All right, that was a super recovery there. On the FTSE side, does not look like it is completely done now. Does not look like pretty much good from this point. Let's see what is wanting to do right there. There you go. Will the FTSE escape this? I don't know. We'll see. Here is another neckline that could break. or that would be that others could be waiting for it to happen? Could it be, could the FTSE again drop the ball? Will it be today? I'm on H1. It may not be, maybe this week, but there is a suggestion that if this neckline or if this support breaks, then you could see the FTSE going further down again. Same, as you can see with the pound out there. So that's what we're looking at. The FTSE, but there's a range. So currently the FTSE is ranging between the 7,000 and holding on nicely to that head. Perhaps if it does break that head at around 7,145, it could just go bullish. But that's where that's what we're looking at in terms of the FTSE. If you are looking at it with us, let's monitor it together. There is the bounce, but this support looks to be very, very, very strong support, supported by a very strong impulse waves of the buyers there. So it seems to be very good recovery. That's what I call after the fall of last week. You can see that there was a serious recovery pushing to the upside, now keeping the price ranging up onto the top there. But remember again, this does not mean that the sellers or the buyers have taken it, because now the sellers have put together something that could be a head and shoulder pattern right there that can take the price further down or back to the range where it's going to be trading back up to again the 7,933. So that's exactly where one is looking at. Let's look at the moving averages and see whether the moving averages will agree with our theory there. Let's use the 50 moving average. Simple one. Okay, there you go. Yeah, looks like there's gonna be some form of resistance there. All right, the moving average 50 could just be keeping the price to the downside. There you go. All right, let's hope that this is not the resistance that can break the neckline. But that's the FTSE again on H1. All right, let's look at it an M30. Good support right there. But definitely for me, this still looks like the bulls must cancel this pattern, because if they don't cancel this pattern, the bears are coming together very strongly and they may just upset the FTSE before the end of the day. So that's another one that I'm looking at right there. Another breakout that we could be waiting. There are no breakouts, I think, as we started the session, as I'm telling you, but there could be some breakout before the end of the session today or just towards the New York session. So if we don't get these kind of breakouts and retests during this session, it's not a problem. We are doing this so that you can keep monitoring it yourself. There it is. That's what we discussed. This is the FTSE. All right. I think, yeah, there it is. The FTSE definitely does not look very nice there. There's the sell. There's another, I think this is yesterday's candle. This is a daily candle. This is yesterday's candle. Yesterday's candle was negative and causing another supply right there. So doesn't pretty good luck with them there. The FTSE it's not sitting pretty well for me. I wouldn't want to be buying right now, but otherwise I'm still seeing that it still could continue to the downside. And then this time, where would it be going? I would definitely sell the FTSE back again to the same, throw it back to the 6,685, But I think as it stands right now, the short sellers of the FTSE are definitely ready, and it looks like the buyers are giving them an opportunity to allow a pullback which should be going to the shoulder line, perhaps to the shoulder line, if this be the shoulder line. Once it breaks this point, then I think that it won't be a very nice picture for the FTSE, because then that will remain as the top, the head, that will be the shoulder, and then perhaps this could be the neckline. That would be another neckline, and the price could end up right there at the 5,000. So we hope this is not the case. We hope this does not become the case. But I'll be waiting for the small opportunity for it to go to the downside, rather to the upside, and then so that you can limit, so that I can have a small risk or a high reward there. So I think for me, I'm still bearish the FTSE. There it is. I'll just be waiting for the price to go slightly up, and then from there wait, and then take advantage of the sellers along the supply level of the dailies there. So meaning therefore that I would definitely set my limit there. Okay, just agree, just take advantage of that supply. It's not for the first time I see the price falling that heavy along that prices. Then from there take my profit just firstly up to the 6,704. What are you looking at? What would you like to trade? Let's look at it together. So that's how it goes. Right, that's how it goes. Let's see how you're gonna be looking at it yourself. What are you looking at, Jens? You're quiet today. I don't see any comment. Oh yeah, there. Hi guys. So they're here now. GBP USD, please, and gold. We'll definitely look at the gold. The GBP, the pound and the dollar. We already looked at it. Looked pretty much some kind of flat. The pound dollar and the dollar index. We'll do that. The worker will do that, not a problem. I think most of you are still looking for the pound and the dollar. The pound and the dollar still is still looking negative. All right. So when I say negative, I mean it's still pretty much looking like the pound will drop. There is the GBP odd wanting to break out. Remember, I'm waiting for the opportunity on this one. Right. In the meantime, let's look at what you guys are looking for. Remember, if in our previous analysis we had looked at the pound dollar like this, we looked at it like this rally base drop. So that's what we had looked at the other time. So now there is the price dropping from that base and then wanting to push back. So from where it sits for me, I don't see it recovering completely. There is the retest again of that. There's the retest. Okay, remember I told you that this price is likely to be moving like this. I told you that. So that was the base. Let me just even remove this. Does not need it anymore. That's the base. That's the base. It based, finished basing. That's the rally. Let me put the rally this side, and that's the drop. So that's the drop. And the drop. Right. There we got our drop, and then this drop does not look like for me it's finished. There is the price came back to this point, leaving this point as your kind of a head, leaving this as a point of a shoulder, just kind of testing the shoulder now, that one, and there would be its neckline. So I think that the GBP USD would still drop from this point, will still come to touch this point, and then from there we will see how far it can go. Remember, I am still looking for this price to completely pull back. I think it even can pull back up to that point. So I'm still waiting for more. I don't think it's the time to enter GBP pound dollar, but it is a negative for me. I'm still negative on the GBP USD. All right, because I used. Okay, I'm still wanting to show you that this is how it looks like. There is with this price, it's in serious need of a retracement or a correction. So in this case, I'm still waiting for the price to completely drop up to here and possibly even up to somewhere there, find some form of a nice correction or a nice pullback before it can continue to rally again. So I'm still negative on the GBP USD long term. So, but in the meantime, because we are monitoring it on a smaller time According to the lower time frames, we are looking at bit by bit. We are now on a first phase of a drop. There it's pullback. Now we are now on we could have started the second phase of the drop. And then from there, last small pullback, and then the final phase of the drop. So that's what we're looking for. That's the first phase. That's the first phase as we discussed last week. That's the pullback. There's the second phase of the pullback, rather of the drop, and then from there another pullback. Then from there we'll be going for the last one. Then from there, I think the pound dollar will be done. The GBP JPY, guys, as I said, is also still negative. So that's the resistance that is still holding it. I don't know if it's gonna break it. If it does, I don't know when it's gonna be, but it still for me looks much more negative also. So GBP JPY negative, GBP USD negative, GBP Swiss franc still looking neutral, but this one is looking to want to break the resistance and continue to chop or to range in between the top and the price where it's coming from right now. So I think for me, the nicer, the tradable pound currently is the GBP order. All right. And then I think you understand the GBP USD now. You wanted us to look at gold, and you also wanted us to look at you also would like us to look at the US dollar index. Right. The US dollar index is a very interesting one. I've not been looking close to it because it's just quite enough to be looking at the euro dollar. You know, it's quite good to be looking at the euro dollar. Let me just see if I cannot get it somewhere there. Because if I look at the euro dollar and the dollar Swiss franc, I pretty much know where the I hope I will find it somewhere on. Could I find it under default dollar index? I still am keeping my long setups for the dollar index. Hope I haven't lost them. Okay, I'm looking for dollar index. I might not be having it on these profiles, perhaps. Okay, there's the dollar index. I can just try to, it means I don't have it on my current profiles of this broker. But like I said, once I'm looking at, this is the similar pair like you see on the dollar Swiss franc, So um, and I'm expecting the continuation of the dollar Swiss franc strength there. So that's a very nice, as we know, just from last week, the dollar was pushing up. That's a nice correction. All right. Then we're expecting it to still go to the upside. So I think as long as you do expect that, that should be fine, because I'm still expecting these guys to kind of, if they do push to the, if they do push backward slightly, should be coming down to do the fib zone there, and then going to the upside. So even if the price of the dollar would drop, but I don't think that it's going to be dropped back to where it was before, because the price has managed to hold itself nicely. So yeah, it could still come down. They allow the price of gold to push slightly up, but then I don't see that it can still last that long. So the pullback could still continue. You cannot say it shall continue, but I would not want to be buying while the price is still looking like this. So I would still be monitoring. I'm still gonna be monitoring to see if there could be any pullback slightly of the pullback there. Still the price holding it. There's the moving average still holding right there. So it could still go up. If it does break this 50 moving average, then the whole retracement pullback phase has started. That can take it, the dollar index, back to 90. Like I said, this is just a similar thing as the dollar Swiss franc. The dollar Swiss franc also drops down, and the price of gold goes up slightly. Then from there we can take it from there. So in this case, I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback. There is a little bit of a pullback of the, there is even the UJ, a little bit of a pullback of the dollar, and then from there we can see then I'm expecting the dollar then to keep to or to continue going up, and then we'll still send the price of gold to still levels where it will be subdued. So I think many people were hoping that the price of gold would have gone up now. Why is the price of gold subdued? It is because the dollar index, and the dollar is thinking, look at this. I mean, I hope that you guys are not trading. If I don't know what you are seeing. Perhaps you can share with us if you are still trading gold, because then where gold is right now, it's not even giving very good pattern. It's not even giving a very good pattern right there. So I don't even want to try waste my skills here by trying to draw what's happening. But one is gonna be interested to know what's happening here. So one would be interested just to keep on monitoring these levels, and these levels for me just say keep away, you know. But for the sake of loving to trade, those who cannot keep away, they can still trade. But that's exactly where gold is right now. It does not look bullish, by the way. If you think this is bullish, it does not look bullish, because the price has dropped up to this far. So gold has not put up any bullish. Initially, I thought it was going to, but it did not put up any bullish. It did not put up a bullish pattern. It's still ranging between the 1797 and then this bottom of the 1765, 1760. So in this case, we're still gonna have to wait and see where gold would go. But in the meantime, as I say again, the price of the euro, the dollar index in the meantime looks like it wants to just do a small pullback and to continue to the upside. But that's where gold is, guys. For the sake that we love it does not mean that you can trade it whenever that you want. For now, it does not. For me, it does not. Not even I would not even buy the bottom of this pair of this range. I would not even sell the top of that range. Sorry, I'll just wait for the price to break this range completely, and then that's it. That's when I would start to be. How long will it that take? I think we may see the price waiting in this range until Friday during the NFP session. So for me, that's what I'm seeing. If it can break before the NFP session, that would be very interesting, because then one can use that to pretty much now tell how the NFP could look like. If it can break before the NFP, 1794 is the top and 1760 is the bottom. So, but still, so if it can break before Friday, then we can, like I said, we can tell exactly what could happen, with the NFP. But if it doesn't, so if it continues like this until Friday during the NFP, then only NFP data can be the one that can break the the range of gold between 1795 and 1760. What else? Excuse me. Right. I'm not trading Bitcoin. I have interest in it. BTC, if you have, please check for us. BTC, it's just ranging between 40,000 and 30,000. Until then, there's nothing more interested in. 35,000 now is the resistance. The resistance is kind of still pushing to the downside from 40,000. It's holding at 30,000 per Bitcoin as the support. So that's how it is. So we're waiting for it's a range that is bearish. It's a bearish triangle. So if yeah, it's good. If you're not trading it, still fine, but it is bearish. It's a bearish triangle. There's now begin to be serious pressure on that $30,000 support. We hope that if more capital comes in, will break the $35,000, $37,000, $38,000 resistance, then it can go to the upside. But as it is right now, 40,000, 30,000 is still the range, and that's how it is. It has been like that now for 2 months, going for 3 months. So that is the Bitcoin. Okay. Coach, can you look at the CAD JPY? Not a problem. The CAD JPY, it's also have been on a bullish run for quite some months now. All right. So it has been on a bullish run for quite some months, and I don't think that for as long as the price of oil is not dampened like we see now, I don't see that it will stop. Right. There it is. Okay, let's just flag it. That's how we flag it. That's a very, very, very bullish run right there. So with such momentum, the last time it came and tested this support that I'm just showing you, the blue one, this support was long time ago. The price has never come back here since January. It touched this point in January, somewhere here in January, never came back to it again. 6 months gone, and the price never came back to this support. So it is quite a bullish thing right there. So there is. So what could happen is that the price could just come back here again, and then we'll see. But I'm still expecting the price to go up again, to be going to back to the 93s. Right now we are talking 89. So it could be coming to do another pullback and then continue to the upside. So if you are trying to look for any buy opportunities, this looks like this support, this support that I've just highlighted, there seems to be a very nice opportunity to buy, right, with the stop loss below the trend line. So that could be it. So, but I'm interested to sell at the top and not to buy any lower, because the price has been rallying now for quite a long time. So that's how it looks like right now. So if you can look at smaller time frames, there is some levels that are being used to sell. There is the level that they used to sell right now. There they are. I'm not interested anyway myself. This price could also be a buy price because, like I said, this is still bullish. This is where the price was bouncing from. Perhaps they could be finding buyers there. I think they could on an intraday basis because, as I said, if you can look at this, they have already bounced from the support. So still, perhaps that could be this, and the price may not go there again. It may just go there, straight up there, touch that point, then the sell. That's gonna be for me the big sell. So I would be very cautious to be wanting to sell now. But if you also to be buying now, the risk becomes too big because already you are buying in the middle of a already the where the bouncers are. So in this case, this is the price at which there's a potential buy, which with a heavy risk. So I wouldn't want to go take that personally. But if you want to buy, there is the buy level, and then stop loss from where it is bouncing from, and then the take profit is 93. So that's how it looks like. So that's the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. So there it's coming to the buy. But as I said, I wouldn't want to take, or I wouldn't recommend anybody buys without taking the stop loss at least up to 130 stop loss, and then your take profit, of course, is going to be, I think, twice as the risk. All right. So that is, if this is the buy, that's the stop loss, 150, 130, and then 390 for the take profit. So, but that's what I'm looking at. That's how it looks like. So if it does not take these buyers, go to the downside, which is what I'm really looking for, to look for the price to break this support, and that will only be depending on how the price of oil is done, and also how the USD CAD, meaning all CAD pairs, will be going out like. So, but as it stands right now, the USD CAD, there is starting to push up. That's why you see the Canadian dollar pushing down. But we are waiting for the price of oil to really show that it must drop, and it must drop nicely. Then the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, for me, that's where the nice bearish side is going to be coming out from. So yeah, that's Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Does not look pretty nice, eh? So for if you're struggling to find these levels correct, yeah, it is not. It's not that nice. So I wouldn't. I mean, I would rather even be choosing USD CAD, because USD CAD for me, it's looking much better. It's much more tradable. You know, there it is. That's much better because then you can see that the dollar was gonna bounce again. Back to the upside again after this rally. There's the moving average 200 holding on nicely there, pushing the price up again. So that's exactly what I'm looking at. So I usually go for high probability. If the market is not as clear as before, I wouldn't go for it. So Canadian dollar is still held up to the bottom, but the USD CAD is beginning to prove itself to be bullish, and that's what is going to be mattering for me. USD CAD I'd go for, and not Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Right, there we go. All right, Jonas wants us to look at the euro dollar. The euro dollar, is the same as, I think, Jonas, you must have seen, and when we were doing the dollar index, euro dollar. Just go to euro dollar. Euro dollar. Is it on the New York session? Does not look good for the euro dollar. Remember, once you see that USD CAD going up now, you must understand that you must already okay. That's the euro dollar. I don't like this one. I just wanted Let me just go check if I cannot find it in. Okay. After the big fall, it held itself. This point held the price, and I don't know if it could hold it any further. Okay, so but that's what it is. The support is being held there. Then it gave a head and shoulder pattern there, which does not seems like it's holding very nicely. I hope it does work. But as it looks right now, the price is pushing down because the buyers are not coming to fulfill this head and shoulder pattern. So that's where the problem is. In fact, it's already missing it already completely. So you can see that this was the head and shoulder pattern without having to do it anyhow. So the price has been the buyers are failing completely. The buyers are failing to push the price up, and they will pay the price for that. There it is. They'll pay the price for having allowed the price to come back below the neckline that is already broken for the euro dollar to go up. They're gonna pay the price, because once this head and shoulder pattern is invalidated by breaking the right shoulder and breaking the head, let's forget about this. Then from there, the euro dollar will be seen back here. So does not look good for the euro dollar. It will, if it does continue to do like this again before Friday or on Friday, then we could be seeing it coming here. They are not using the advantage of a nice head and shoulder. Okay, so the inverse head and shoulder fails, the price will end up here. So, but would you sell now? I don't call it a signal. I'm just saying that the buyers are failing to launch. But if you want to try to help them launch, that's up to you. Some people will still be wanting to buy this, because then there's a demand level where the price comes. This shoulder that has just happened could be regarded as a demand, H4 demand. This one, So there could still be some buyers who wanted to try this shoulder, this one. I wouldn't. But like I said, there will be those who want to try to buy there. But if it does fail to buy there, then it comes back to where it is, to the support, to the original support of the H4s. And then, but if it does fail there, then we are expecting 1.16. So, but I wouldn't want to try to sell. I wouldn't want to try to buy. Yes, it's possible that you can still have a chart that you don't have to trade. Like I said, I know that there are people who go to the market. Every time when they're in the market, they are seeing something to be traded. So that's not my game. I go to the market to analyze the market, and I only trade when there's an opportunity, not because I've analyzed. So this is one of the pairs that I would leave for the longest time. Euro dollar, never touch it, because then I don't know. Even if it can go and touch that bottom, I would not even buy it. This one, so because I want to know from where I buy to where. So I always ask the question: if I buy to where, and what would be the risk? So, but we're not the same. We're not the same. We are not the same. So we have looked at the euro dollar, guys. We have looked at the Bitcoin. We have looked at the Yeah, it's NFP. It's NFP this week, and we will definitely come on strong. We are definitely going to be coming strong on the NFP side. One does have some hopes that the gold will bounce back, but still does not look good after the Fed results. It's still as subdued as I showed you. So the euro is still subdued, gold is still subdued. Basically, what I'm saying is that the dollar is still poised to continue with its gains. Will this NFP give it that which it's looking for? I'm gonna be there. We're gonna be all there. Friday, 2:30, we're gonna be starting at 2 o'clock. Tell your friends, tell your fellow traders, let us break down the NFP together on Friday. Guys, thank you so much for joining us again for today. At least, yeah, I've managed to push for an hour, but I'm feeling much better than before, so that's good. So I'm not going to be doing the New York session today. I'm going to be doing the New York session together with the NFP on Friday. Let's pack the room and let's make sure that we all make pips on that day. Until then, guys, for those who are still listening to me right now, if you can, please, you can join our market preview. It's on. I'm gonna be doing a special exclusive market preview for the month of. So just select 5 pairs for the month of July that we will be trading. If you are already with XZ or with Veracity Markets, please join us. I'm gonna be doing that again live on the New York session. But it's gonna only be exclusive this time to all the guys who are trading with XZ and trading with Veracity. So this one, it definitely is gonna. It is signals, and then we do updates regularly, and then we are gonna be monitoring them together. And those are the ones I'm also trading for the whole month of July. So yes, I'm doing them on the 1st of July. The 1st of July, Thursday, I will be doing the market preview. And then on the 2nd of July, it's going to be NFP for everyone. But the market preview is going to be exclusively for those who are trading with Veracity Markets and with XZ. So please contact Silas. He's there. I think he's giving you, or just on the comment, just ask him to send you the details. If you are already part of those 2 brokers, then from there, he will get back to you on that one. So thank you so much again for joining us. The market still looking good. I hope you really enjoyed the sessions. It's not everything that we analyze that will always end up with a trade, but I think that some of them will definitely materialize before the end of the London session today. Until then, let's hope that everything goes well. Until then, please take care of yourself in the market. Do not risk more than you can afford. In that case, that's the only way that you can keep your account. Please note that wiping accounts is the things of the past, should not happen anymore. Until then, until Friday, thank you so much, and let there be pips. Thank you.